And welcome to Sports by Compion, of course, UFC Legends edition. And to lead off that beautiful initiative, we have our returning guest and friend of the show, brother of the show, you could say, Christopher Compion. How are you, sir?
Good. What's up, everybody?
Look at
Doing
this
well?
guy out here in a Hawaiian, just looking proper, man. You know, if you were any more handsome, I'm not sure we could allow you on the pod because you'd be taken away from the host, of course, and that you can't be
Well,
having that.
interestingly enough, we're here to talk about a handsome gentleman today.
No
El
way.
Wapo himself, Bas
Mr. El
Rutten.
Wapo, is that how we're going to start off the UFC Legends edition? Look at this guy. Man, that is a smile if I've ever seen one. I don't even know
Y-
what that
y-
product is, but he obviously trusts it, and it makes me want to trust it too, Christopher.
Oh yeah, he's got plenty of products. Lots of home punching things and stuff. Instruction videos, plenty of all that going on. But yeah, about his nickname, apparently Ken Shamrock's wife gave him that nickname.
Oh, Ken! Why is Ken always just catching strays, man?
Yeah,
I guess
yeah,
I guess he puts himself out there, and he puts himself out there for a long time. You're gonna catch some strays.
totally. Anyway, so
That's
but
hilarious, though. That's such a
yeah,
good. That's such a good little factoid.
yeah, I was like, that's a cheeky nickname. Where did he get that? Yep, some well, not some guy. Ken Shamrock's a total badass. Anyway, so Boss was born in 1965. He's a Dutch fella, and when he was a kid, when he was little, he had asthma. So his parents like kind of overly sheltered him and stuff, and so he was a little smaller than a lot of kids and got bullied and picked on a lot. And then he got in. Oh, he took up like basically parkour. Like he learned how to like climb trees and like yeah to like get away from these kids that were picking on him and. So yeah, so he would be doing like parkour to get away from these bullies, and one of them tried chasing him and fell off somewhere and like almost freaking died. So after that, they left him alone.
Jeez.
Well, they did at least didn't pick on him as much. But anyway, he got interested in martial arts when his family took a vacation to France and him and his cousins snuck into a theater because they were too young to see Enter the Dragon. That was a 17 plus movie. That was such a classic that it's a Bruce Lee movie. So
Yeah. Of course.
it's when he goes to the island to fight the tournament. Super badass.
Into the
Uh,
Dragon. Classic.
Anyway, so I'm sure that movie launched a handful of fighting careers. But
Oh
anyway,
yeah, for sure, dude. So many fighting careers. Like all these guys are like athletes, but not quite like the type who like to hang out like these team sports and such. But they're like, what? So we can just be out there punching guys? I mean, that sounds
yeah,
like a good time.
right. That looks badass.
I mean, yeah. I think Dragon Ball Z probably launched a bunch of fighting careers too.
Yeah. Anyway, so he begs his parents to put him in Taekwondo when he's 14. And so he's doing some Taekwondo and he's picking it up and everything. And he beats up one of the bullies that were picking on him. He like breaks this kid's nose, and so his parents when he gets in trouble with the cops and everything, it's a whole big deal. And so his parents take him out of training.
Oh no.
Yeah, yeah. So, but he keeps hunting down the other kids that were picking on him. But he beats up a few of them. It's like bully hunter over here.
Love it. Love it.
Yeah. Anyway, so he moved out at 21 and starts working as a chef, and starts doing Taekwondo and Kyokushin karate, and gets a second degree black belt in Taekwondo. and also a black belt in Kyoshin Karate, which will definitely serve him well later on. And then he has a little kickboxing career. He has 16 kickboxing fights. Now his first 14, he wins all of them by KO. Just like first round, just like wrecks these dudes. Like I don't know what the kickboxing circuit outside of Thailand looked like back then, but fucking Boss was mowing him down.
Whoever showed him in that ring had a bad time, huh?
Yeah. And then his second to last fight, he's fighting Rene Roos, and he bites Boss's ear. He pulls a fucking Mike Tyson in the clench. And so Boss knees him in the balls, because, when you're clenched up that tight and the dude's on your ear, like, the balls definitely seems like a good option to me.
Checks out, yeah.
Right. So that turns into a whole big brawl. Obviously, the corners jump in there, so that's a mess. I guess that was a no contest. I don't know what happened with that.
Which corner do you think did more damage, though, before it was all said and done? Boss's corner? Do you think they got in there and fucking really hurt some of those coaches?
I don't
think about it though. You know what's funny though? Like when these coaches like going at each other, like they're also experienced fighters or like know what the fuck they're doing. So it's like when those corners empty, man, holy shit, it's really scary to break up. Actually,
dude, the best brawl was at the Khabib Conor fight when Khabib like jumps the ring to go slap Dylan Dennis, which is an endeavor we can all support, and we all want to slap Dylan Dennis. But Khabib
who is Dylan Dennis?
He's this really annoying little jiu-jitsu guy who he was like one of Connor's dingleberries. Like, I don't know if he trains jiu-jitsu with Connor or whatever.
So he beats Connor, hops over the fence to go slap Dingleberry? Dingleberry. His boy Dylan. All right, hold on. I know you don't like Khabib, but goddamn, that guy was a badass dude. Like, holy shit.
Yeah, no, for sure. He's
that's hilarious, bro. He's like, not only did I just kick your boy's ass, also.
Right? I mean, your corner was talking shit to me. I'm gonna go fuck them up too. I took it all very seriously.
Oh, I sure did.
But yeah, Dylan Dennis is a little jiu-jitsu guy that he had like, I think he lost a couple fights in Strikeforce or something silly, but he's basically just a really mouthy twat. He's always fucking tweeting above his. Yeah, he's exactly like Connor. Yeah. No wonder him and Connor get along so well.
So anyway, that was a good quarter fight. So anyway, Bas Rutten, that was no contest.
So that's a whole mess. And then his last kickboxing fight, he gets knocked out by Frank Labman. I guess that dude was a pretty dangerous fella. Got Boss in the first round. Anyway, so then Boss moves on to MMA, mixed martial arts here. Now at the time, I think Pride. I don't know if Pride. Yeah, Pride might have been going, but Pancrase was one of the best mixed martial arts organizations of the time. They had some interesting rules because it was founded by these two Japanese wrestlers, Matakatu Funaki and Minoru Suzuki. So these two dudes were wrestlers on the Japanese circuit, and they started up their own organization with some interesting rules. I guess they just wanted to, fight dudes more for real than how it's all choreographed. Anyway, so there's no closed hand strikes to the head, which, dude, it's really weird to see these guys like swinging away with their hands open like slaps. But Boss, Joe Rogan talks about it. Boss like would strike with like the heel of his palm and throw it like a punch.
Yeah,
It was
like
fucking
this kind of thing, like coming down like that.
more like
Oh yeah.
yeah,
You can rip through sheetrock like that, 100%.
oh hell yeah, dude!
I've tried it
Jamming
myself.
that heel hand into someone. Oh,
Oh
dude,
yeah,
he fucked.
that'll send you right through sheetrock. Can confirm.
Yeah, he fucked up a lot of dudes with that.
That makes sense.
Anyway, yeah. So, oh yeah, so the rules. No punches to the head, although you can punch to the body. Whenever someone gets knocked down, they get counted like the referee gives them an 8 count. I don't know, but they get counted like in boxing. And if you're caught in a submission and you grab the ropes, they gotta let it go and restart on the feet.
Interesting.
Hey, knock it off.
Little Loki has some things to say on the pod here.
I don't even know what he's barking at. I'm not letting him out on the balcony. Anyway, so he's off the pancreas, right? To do this like hybrid wrestling, real fighting stuff. In '93. So his first opponent, he just wrecks this Japanese guy, Ryushi Yanagasawa.
Yeah, here he is. Great fucking pronunciation. That looks exactly right. I would say that's pretty close.
Anyway, he wrecks this guy in like 48 seconds. Yeah. Just like, nails him with one palm strike, knocks him down. The dude gets up and like he just gets another one like immediately and doesn't get up from that one. Anyway, so that's that.
Anyway, for our boy Rakushi.
Yeah, he didn't have a very good career, poor fella.
Oh, Rakushi.
Oh, Ryushi, poor fella.
Ryushi.
Anyway, so then October, he takes on Takatu Fuki and takes out this dude. Takes out that dude with knees to the liver. Boss loved kneeing people in the liver, like in the transition between like the ground and standing. He was super good at slipping in a knee to someone's liver. It would just like wreck them, dude.
You're just trying to stand up and then just suddenly a knee comes and you're like, never mind. Let me just go back to the ground now.
Suddenly your body's just shutting down in pain. You're like, wait, what? Yeah, dude, I guess from like his time in kickboxing, like he was always a super smart guy. So obviously he's a real smart fighter. That's just like the body's little secret off switch. You get hit in the lip. Oh yeah, dude.
Oh yeah, no, that's no fun. That's like, no, come on, let's just all think about this now. My liver just got punched. I don't want to play anymore.
Yep. So then, here comes the co-founder for his third fight. He gets to fight Masakatu Funaki. This is one of the owners of Pancrase.
Here, right?
Yep. And
he was undefeated, huh?
Yeah. He loses by toe hold. He loses a submission. So he starts thinking it's about time to take the grappling serious. So he starts putting some effort into his grappling, and he submits Vernon White by guillotine. Poor Vernon White, dude. He's one of Ken Shamrock's guys from the Lions Den gym, and I don't know, dude. Every time I watch one of that guy's fights, he's losing. Like, I don't know if he ever won, but he kind of hung around in all the big promotions getting beat by dudes. Like he got beat in the UFC a few times. Anyway, poor unfortunate Vernon White. I hope he's doing well.
Oh, Vernon! A lot of guys catching bows out here. Vernon.
And then he beats another Japanese guy by TKO.
Where are we? 95?
94 still. This is 94.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. He has a lot of fights in '94. Look, he has 6 fights in '94. Holy shit!
Yeah, that's a lot of fights.
Yeah, and then here comes the other co-founder of Pancrase, Minoru Suzuki. He takes on Boss, and
Okay, so we must have missed one in between here when the other guy beat him because yeah, it didn't show here. Anyway, but yeah, so this is Minoru Suzuki
well,
now. Okay.
he's only lost one time so far. He's only lost to the founder by the other founder by Toehold
Yeah.
so far.
Right. Okay, here it is. Yeah, that's what it was. Okay. All right. This is what it was. They didn't have his name highlighted because he's not cool enough. Fuck that guy. Anyway.
Right. Okay. And then he beats this guy with a knee to the liver. Again, catches him in the transition between up and down. Puts him down with a knee to the liver, and it's funny, dude. Like when these dudes go down, just like it's in like so much pain. You gotta be thinking like this is like the owner of the organization. When
right.
he's getting knee in the liver. He's got to be regretting that choice.
Dude, he's like, why am I in here? Fuck this.
Why am I in here with this guy?
Just kick me in the liver.
my own ring and getting my liver back. That sucks.
Oh man.
Anyway, so but then Ken Shamrock rear naked chokes him. Ken Shamrock beats him, gives him his second Pancrase loss.
But it was like 20 days later after beating the founder that he's in there again.
Yep, 20 fucking days. Crazy shit, right?
Shit right there.
Yep, absolute madness, dude. So after Frank, it's his first fight with Jason DeLucia, which is hilarious. Poor Jason DeLucia. He tries. Anyway, so he gets guillotined, which he's very butthurt about because he's supposed to be a black belt. So Boss beats him by guillotine, and then he's on to Frank Shamrock, the younger brother of Ken Shamrock, both MMA legends, and he loses by split decision to Frank Shamrock.
Okay.
So he's up to 3 defeats now in his Pancrase run, and then he defeats Manabu Yamada. This is 95 now. So, 95 with a win. Yep, he sleeps this dude with a triangle choke.
Nice.
It was pretty sweet. Put him to sleep with his eyes open. It was wild. And then that spring he loses again to Ken Shamrock by knee bar. Ken Shamrock is just like, this has got his number, man. Ken was a beast in his prime. He was absolutely awesome. Like most of his UFC career was when he was kind of past his prime, but man, the early days, and he was tearing around other organizations. He was awesome. Anyway,
sounds like it.
Yeah. So then
no joke, man. That's scary.
Yeah. Yeah, he even had a nice little run in wrestling.
Who, Boss or Ken?
Oh, no, Ken Shamrock.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me.
Yeah. Anyway, so 95, Boss beats Takatu Fuki by heel hook. Out here working his submission game. Beats Maurice Smith, who Maurice Smith was a kickboxing champion. And Boss stood with him, like he wasn't scared to stand and trade with him, but he submitted him by knee bar. And this is with the crazy rules where like you can grab the ropes to get out of a submission. So he's got to be like subbing these dudes in the middle of the ring or something.
No escape, like the ring's so far.
Yeah, I can't get over there. Anyway, and then he beats Jason DeLucia again, even faster, a minute and a half. a minute and a half, he beats Jason DeLucia with a heel hook.
Jason, you're supposed to be a jiu-jitsu guy. How's this guy submitting you so much?
Yeah. He's very sad about it. And then and then he beats Frank Shamrock by decision. So now they've got a win each decision. Obviously, these are pretty close. Skills and whatnot. Fucking savages.
Fucking Shamrocks, man. He's finally at least I finally got a win against one of the Shamrocks.
Yep.
Fourth Shamrock fight, he finally pulls one off.
And then same year, 95, he beats Minoru Suzuki, the other founder, beats him again with a guillotine. And this is
Did you want to hop back in there with Bas? He was like, yeah, no, that
I know, right?
That liver punch was all just funsies. He's not gonna get me with that again. I'm ready for him. And then he just gets choked out. Like,
right. And that's for the title. That's for the King of Pancrase title.
Nice.
So now Bas has got that. It's over here defending. He submits Maurice Smith again for another choke. Maurice dude, the pool of fighters was so small back then. Like they all fought each other like a few times.
It sounds like it, dude. The same guy is like rolling up, like, all right, I'm ready for the title shot.
Right, let's do this again. Yeah, so he rear naked chokes Maurice Smith.
Okay.
And then he beats Ryushi Yanagasawa again, right? He wrecked this dude. Yeah. He wrecked this dude. He wrecked this dude in his first fight.
Right.
So now he wrecks him again, knocks him out. Like, this poor fellow, what? He must have really needed a paycheck to go fight Bas again.
And he even broke his hand while he's beating this guy. He punched him so many times.
Take that, loser. Oh, anyway, a poor fella. And then he beats Guy Metzger by ankle lock. Now, Guy Metzger, I think he was another one of Ken Shamrock's boys, but he was a really good fighter. And
lustrous career, mostly during the 90s, when I'm like figuring lights out. This dude's over there just knocking motherfuckers the fuck out.
Yeah, exactly. Definitely in the 90s was his time. I don't know, it was wild back then. Everyone was all juiced up, like, it was interesting. It wasn't a whole lot of regulatory bodies.
Just a whole bunch of Enter the Dragon fans out there punching each other.
Yeah. People were less concerned about like weight because that didn't matter as much because it wasn't like everyone was good everywhere. Anyway, the 90s, gotta love it. So, the Guy Metzger fight was pretty good. And then he wrecks another poor fella by TKO, Tatsumi Iganawa. Oh yeah, that poor fella. Another unfortunate wrestler that was like, yeah, let me try this kind of fighting stuff, and got wrecked.
Oh.
Yeah, and then he beats Frank Shamrock again. Dude, nice. that was a wild fight. That's like one of the best Pancrase fights.
Really?
At one point, Shamrock tackles him right through the ropes.
Wow!
They fall right out of the ring. But and at one point they're both on their backs with their feet locked, and Bas is punching Frank Shamrock in the head, and he's like making faces at Bas. He's making these like crazy faces and like trying to dodge. Anyway, wild fight, but the doctor stops it for a cut over Frank's eye, and he's just exhausted. He was done. They're pretty kind like that in Japan. Like when they could see like one fighter was just done, like they'd find a way to stop it.
Huh.
Anyway, so that's him beating Frank Shamrock for 2 out of 3. And then our boy Jason DeLucia is back.
Yes! The return of DeLucia! He's like, dude, you may have thrown me 2 times, but I am a black belt!
This time I got him.
I am a black belt in jiu-jitsu, and I will not be treated this way. Good for him,
Excellent.
dude. Good for you, Jason.
Oh no! Oh, dude. So
So
this
they
fight.
won, right? Jason wins.
No, he gets completely
No,
wrecked, dude.
Jason.
Bus knocks him down like a few times, and now again the whole you can punch to the body, but only like open hand strike to the head, right? So
Oh
like
boy.
there's an exchange where Boss is like punching his chest, and the referee calls him for like punching to the head, and Jason DeLucia is like such a mess. He's just happy for like some time to rest, so he's not like telling the ref like, no, he punched me in the chest. So Boss gets a yellow card, and he's all mad. He's like, to the chest, not the head, dude. So he's mad, and then it kind of happens again where the referee calls him for punching to the head, and replay. It was whatever, but he gets a red card, so now Boss is really mad, dude.
Wait, what does a red card mean in UFC or in this thing?
You know what? I think it's taking points.
Okay.
I think the yellow card is taking points. The red card, I don't know. I think if you get like 2 red cards, you get disqualified.
Okay.
It's like mixing soccer in. It's weird.
Gotcha.
But yeah, and I think they did that in Pride too with the cards. It was a Japanese thing.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, so Boss just comes after him and just wrecks him with this shot to the liver. Actually ruptured his liver, dude.
Oh, poor
Yeah.
Jason.
Yeah, so that's it for poor Jason.
Knocking him out painfully, it says in the Wikipedia page.
Yeah. Not a good time for our boy Jason.
Rupturing it. Jesus, dude. Oh,
yeah,
Jason.
dude. Imagine how much
Please
a
tell me
ruptured
3
liver.
was enough for Jason. Please tell me he was like, no more Boss for me.
Oh yeah, no, that's it for him. He does not. He doesn't even fight any Dutch guys anymore. He's like, what? He's Dutch? No, I'm good. Anyway, so bring on Masakatu Funaki. Here we go. I think this is the 3rd time. Wait, is this the founder, dude?
This is the first founder, I believe, who beat him, right? And it was the other founder who he beat twice. And then this is the first.
Yeah. Yeah. So this is a pretty crazy fight.
Sounds one of the greatest in Prinker's history.
Yeah, and he just wrecks this dude with all the stuff.
Oh,
like
wow.
knee knockout. Like it looks like it's like half to the throat.
Oh boy!
It just looks like a really bad time to be that Funaki guy. Yeah, so that's rough. A lot of he knocked him down like 3 times during the fight. It was like 17 minutes of this poor man getting his ass kicked.
Damn.
Yeah, it was rough for him. So anyway, tough dude. Anyway,
I downed him for a KO victory though, huh? With a knee to the face.
Yep.
Nice. Just a good old knee to the face.
Yeah, that'll do it.
Anyway, moving on to
97. So 96, he submits Manobu.
Oh yeah, good old Manobu.
Yanaba, yep, gets that guy. And then 97, Inagaki gets in there with him and just gets totally wrecked. Gets knocked down like multiple times, finally finished off with a liver strike.
That sounds like he was just ripping through everybody, man.
Oh yeah, dude, like a buzzsaw. As long as it's not Ken Shamrock, he's tearing them up. Yeah. Oh, but then he has a draw with Osami Shibuya. Now he breaks his sternum apparently. I don't know how you break a sternum, but anyway. with a broken chest, he takes it to a draw. So there's that.
Wow.
Yep. And then a decision win over Hyuma Hinoku. Armbars Takaku Fuki. Take that armbar for you, sir. And then they bring around Osami Shibuya before again because they're like, hey man, you took him to a draw before, like, you got this time, right? And Boss finishes him off with this like crazy submission where he basically like just bends the dude in half. He's, it's like it's like a body crunch. He calls it the Rutten neck crank. But basically submits the guy by just bending him in half till the guy taps. He's like, no, stop. I don't know what this is, but it hurts too much. So that was fun. And then he rear naked chokes another Japanese guy. Oh man, just mowing through these poor Japanese fellas.
Anyway, can we just actually get to the UFC part? It looks like he fights Ken before he goes over to the UFC.
All right.
So yeah, he does look like he has 19 straight unbeaten fights as he's made pay.
Exactly. So he spills over to the UFC on a 19 fight win streak. And he only has 2 UFC fights. He wrecks one dude with like low kicks the poor fella till he. Oh, no. He beat the snot out of who the fuck was his UFC debut?
Is it Kevin Riddleman?
Kevin Randleman was his second UFC fight, which was for the heavyweight title, and like Boss was, I think he was like 38
against Takashi Karashi, so he gets to beat up yet more Japanese people, just different promotions. What the fuck, dude?
Another Japanese man in the wood chipper.
You call him a Jap killer? What the fuck?
That's who was kicking around MMA. That's who was training.
Fair enough. That makes sense, actually. All those Dragon Ball Z fans, I'm telling you.
Yeah, man, martial arts came from the East. Those dudes were definitely the pioneers.
And then what? They just got outclassed? Is everybody else starting to figure it out? Like, where are they now? There's a couple kicking around, right?
There's not too many, to tell you the truth. Yeah, dude, I guess they just train better elsewhere. I don't know. But
I think it's an athletic thing, dude. Like, I mean, come on. Like, Japan isn't really known for really any of their sports. Like rugby, they're frisky, but they're not exactly world beaters or anything. And shit, like China's the same. I mean, the Philippines. I can't think of a single like Asian country.
I don't know how to put it out there like that, but yeah.
I mean, hey, I'm just stating facts out here, okay? You tell me the last time Japan won the World Cup of anything, okay? My bad.
Yeah, fair enough. That's why I always felt like
I mean, they're tiny little islands, so they're frisky for what they got, but it's like you're dealing with like huge countries. What are you gonna do?
Yeah, exactly. Like Pride and Pancrase, I always felt like they were always like hoping and like trying to put their fighters over. Hoping to prove that, like, Japan could, like, beat any international in unarmed combat, but it really didn't go that way for them. Like,
what do you do whenever you got, like, just lengthy motherfuckers like Boss, or just, like, I don't know, man.
Yeah.
Like, it's a body type. Like, it's not even, like, to be racist here, but, dude, like, you watch the rugby team of Japan play against really any other country. Like, to a man, they're about 2 feet, if not a solid foot, under all these guys, and that it's gonna come out to fruition eventually. Like that will matter.
Yeah, even just if the legs are a little shorter to like not run as fast, that matters.
That like these guys are lengthy. That shit helps, and stuff like rugby and whatnot. And honestly, just the size. Like some of these guys from like New Zealand and fucking Australia, they're just built huge. Like, there's some big Japanese boys, but like, whether you're really big and fucking powerful, that's a real tough combo to pull off.
Dude, size matters. Ask any female you know.
It definitely does. It definitely does. So anyway, he wrecks yet another Japanese guy in the UFC at UFC 18, man. Holy shit, that was a long time ago.
Oh, dude, it was so young back then. Jeez. Like they were like just starting to like have weight classes and titles and stuff when Bas got in there. Like when they first started in '93, it was no rules, no holds barred at all. This one dude won by repeatedly punching another gentleman in the balls until he tapped. Literally tap out by ball punching. Dude, it was horrific to watch. Like he punched
that guy definitely didn't have any more kids after that.
He punched a man like over 10 times in the balls.
No.
And dude, what's wild is John McCarthy.
Was there a boy Justin?
No, we're gonna move on from the ball punching.
Was this Justin who got punched in the balls a bunch of times?
Right, that's already right up his alley. With his ruptured liver, now I have ruptured balls. Fucking sucks, dude. It's dangerous out here.
Dude, that ruptured liver probably was the end of his career. He was like, stop. I can't do this anymore.
I gotta stitch my liver back together. How do you fix that?
Why is it so funny? Anyway, so Kevin
Randleman, like I said, Bas is like the older statesman in MMA at the time. Like, he had a lot of fights for MMA. He was like huge in Japan. Kevin Randleman is just like this big, young savage. Like, I mean, you could pull up this poor guy. Unfortunately, died a couple years ago.
Oh, shit.
But dude, in his prime, he had like 29-inch thighs. Like he was just a big, thick.
Oh shit!
Yeah, dude, he's just a huge, thick savage, and he was like 25 or something at the time. Anyway, so.
Oh shit, dude!
Yeah, dude, he was a wrestler. So.
He looks like the wrestler body.
Right. Obviously, he's got the advantage on the ground. Bas has the advantage on the feet. So, first round, he just comes blasting right through, takes Bas down. He's on top, just like beating away, and Bas is like, surviving off his back. But, he ends up with a broken nose, and he's all marked up, and John McCarthy stops it for a minute for them to check out, the doctor checks out Bas's broken nose, and he's like, yeah, no, he's good to go. It's just a broken nose. Anyway, so,
no big deal.
Right. So they restart on the feet, of course. And again, Randleman just like blasts him right down. And they're right back where they were. Randleman on top, Bas like, trying to survive off his back. And he's throwing these elbows. And as you can see, Randleman liked to dye his hair blonde. And he ends up cutting him with a couple of these elbows. So like now his like blonde hair has got like these like red patches in it.
Sick.
But yeah, that's basically the whole fight is Randleman on top doing wrestler stuff, and Bas fucking him up pretty good from the bottom, but he was off. Bottom. Yeah, it was off his back most of the time, and like Randleman is he was training at Hammer House. That's Mark Coleman's gym. Mark Coleman was just like this big, giant, meathead savage of a man. Like he was basically the mascot for what MMA was at that time. Just like big, savage meatheads that like are like juiced out of their minds and like happy to get in there and just maul each other. That was pretty much how MMA was. Anyway. So the last like 20 seconds, Randleman has Bas, on his back, like stuffed in his corner, and Mark Coleman is just like going insane. Like obviously, Oh, so it's like it went to double overtime this fight, and Randleman is exhausted. He is just like so tired. Like those huge muscles require so much oxygen, right?
Yeah.
And he's just like barely laying on top of Boss, and Mark Coleman is just like screaming his head off. He's counting down the time. He's screaming, "Punch him, punch!" Dude, like it's when you see corners like yelling at their fighters, it's always this like you can tell they're just like trying so hard to send them their will and energy
Yeah.
and send
Yeah,
them
dude, imagine that.
anything they
Being that
can,
guy's
right?
coach and just knowing that, like, your guy has to keep fighting if he's going to take
Yep.
this belt. And you're like, he's exhausted because you know him well. And you're just like, dude!
Yep.
Bye.
So anyway, the last few seconds, Mark Coleman's there screaming his head off, but Randall is just too tired. Anyway, so goes to decision, and they give it to Boss.
That's crazy. I'm reading that too here on the Wikipedia, and Mark is definitely not happy about that. Huh?
It's a split decision, super controversial. Hammerhouse is super pissed, dude. It's fucking hilarious because like back then they were just like so raw. Like no one was trying to be like a good sport and like no one was trying to be like a good loser. They were fucking pissed. And the best part is after they interview Bus, they go talk to Mark Coleman.
Oh man, not even Randleman.
Yeah. Well, Randleman just stormed off. He stormed off to the locker room.
Oh, word. Okay.
Yeah. So he was out of there once the decision came down. Like I said, no one was trying to be a good sport at the time. So Mark Coleman is just like so pissed. He doesn't even say like Boss, or like Kevin's opponent. He refers to Randleman as Kevin, of course. He's on first name terms with the lad. But it's just like the guy. Kevin was on the guy the whole time. He beating the shit out of him. He was on top of the guy the whole time. It was just so funny, dude. Oh man, Mark Coleman was such a sore loser.
Kind of love it, man.
Fuck that. Awesome, dude. It's so raw.
Some of this like sportsmanship is nice, but at the same time, I don't mind you fucking feel that loss in your soul, dude, because that means how bad you wanted it.
Your boy was that close to the title, and they gave it to the other dude.
And honestly, from their perspective, I can understand. Like,
absolutely. From a wrestler's perspective, if you're on top the whole fight, controlling shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, so I mean, there's. It's whatever.
Why did he have 2 fights? Why was that like the end of his UFC career pretty much after that?
Well, I mean, like I said, he was getting to be 38, and he had a lot of other stuff going on. Like he was commentating for Pride in Japan.
Oh, apparently by doctor's orders too. He was forced to.
Wait, what? What about?
It seems like he tore his bicep. So like right here.
Oh, yeah.
He vacated the title a year later in order to drop down to middleweight, weight closer to his natural, in a bid to try to become the first person to hold 2 titles. However, he would end up never continuing his career. While training for his next fight, he suffered multiple serious injuries, including blowing out his knee, tearing his bicep, and suffering a neck injury, all of which led to a doctor telling him he needed to retire.
Yeah,
how do you also, like I said, all 3 of those things like in a training, like, geez.
Yeah, like who the hell are you training with, bro?
The fuck's going on over there, dude?
Get out of the gym. He's dangerous.
Holy fuck.
Anyway, but yeah, he had a lot of other stuff going on. Like he was commentating for Pride. He was really entertaining. I really loved hearing him commentate on the Pride fights. And he'd slip in like, oh, he wouldn't have gotten me with that, or like, I would have done this right there. It was fucking hilarious. Yeah. So
I remember him on like the early Rogan podcast. He's definitely an entertaining character.
Yeah. And he opens up a gym and starts training people. He trained Dwayne Ludwig, who he was only briefly in the UFC back when they used to have sponsors on the shorts. But he had a good kickboxing career, and then yeah, he had a short little MMA career, but then he moved on to training. He opened a gym called Bang Muay Thai, and he got involved with Team Alpha Male. He was their striking coach for a while.
Oh, wow.
I forget when it was, but dude, at the time, like they were like they were known.
This is Ludwig?
Yeah, Dwayne Ludwig. Yeah.
Okay.
At the time, Team Alpha Male was known as like small guys, like they hung out in the lower weight classes, but like wrestlers. They were known as like, really well trained, really tough wrestlers. And Dwayne Ludwig came in there and really elevated their striking. All of a sudden, they were knocking dudes out and shit like that. Like he really did a lot for their boxing and kickboxing. Yeah, like that's when TJ Dillashaw won the title. I think it was the 145-pound title.
Yep.
He beat Henan Barat.
And he looked so good when he won that, dude. Like I remember looking at that guy, I was like, holy shit, this guy's ripped.
Yeah.
TJ
right.
just looked ridiculous.
TJ had a good run when he was running. Yep. So so he's got
wrap up here on Bas though.
Bas, right. Yeah, so like I said, he's got legacy in commentary and I'm sure you've seen that home punching product where it's like it's not just a bag, it's like it's got kind of stuff coming off. So you can like do different punches and stuff.
I think so, yeah.
But like home fighting equipment. Let's call
what
it.
He's got going on. Let's pull up his website. Let's have a look at this thing because it looks nice. Obviously, got the big smile right here. Let's see what he's got.
Oh yeah, the breathing thing. Oh man, he's got like so much stuff.
So this is for breathing.
Yeah. Yeah, it like kind of like restricts your breathing when you do, just to make cardio harder because cardio doesn't suck enough.
Oh, is that what it's for? Jesus. And then this thing here just basically is like a combat training video.
Yeah, basically you learn how to fight in your garage if you got a mat,
Sweet.
And you see that little logo of like him doing like a split in the air with his hands down? Like ever since his first, see our logo on his hat?
Yeah.
Ever since his first Pancrase fight, he would do that when he would win. He would like jump and do a split in the air like several times. Like he would do it like 3 or 4 times when he'd win. It was pretty wild.
Yes, he doesn't have that many products, but that's interesting. I guess he's mostly pushing this workout routine.
Yeah, super fun dude. Like he was known to get into like bar brawls and like crazy stuff like that. Like obviously all the MMA fighters were wild back then. They all did plenty of partying.
Yeah.
But he threw a dude through a bar window. Paul Verlans. He was another MMA fighter who got thrown through a window by Bas because he's a noob in Russia. Yeah, spent a night in Swedish jail because the Swedes don't tolerate too much fun.
Yeah. You can't be too crazy over there apparently. Well, that said, it would be a great place to go watch some metal.
Oh, most def.
Chris, any final words or thoughts about, just what Bas... I know you've been a fan of this guy for a while, like, since you kind of first started to get into MMA. It's because of the whole Muay Thai boxing and stuff. Like, just what are your overall thoughts on this guy?
Wait, hold on. What was the question?
So, like, kind of just what is it that makes you a fan of this guy? I know you kind of have been interested in him for a long time. This is the first one we're kicking the UFC Legends off with. He's come on Rogan. I know you really like Muay Thai in general. So is that kind of what it is, or?
Well, I mean, aside from like, he was really good for the time, and he maximized the rule set he was in. You know, like I'm sure Pancrase they wanted it to be like more grappling, but you know he went in there a kickboxer and did his thing, like knock motherfuckers in the liver and stuff. Um, so yeah, I appreciate just like he didn't go in there to like nibble out a decision. He was there to take you out as fast as he could.
Yeah,
Um,
you've always liked those kind of fighters, right?
yeah, yeah, I appreciate the ferocity and he's also a real funny dude. Like uh the Pride commentary, he's real funny. You know, and all his interviews, of course, he's spent plenty of time in front of the camera. He's just a like good natured, awesome dude.
Cool.
Yeah.
Good times. Well, hey, any
Yeah.
last thoughts or anything you'd like to say to the fans here of Sports by Compian?
Well, um, yes, I would like to thank my sponsor.
Of course.
Actually, well, I don't have a sponsor, but maybe like Amazon should sponsor me. I think that'd be good. I think they
Yeah,
should, you know, they got plenty of money. They could kick some my way and I could
I
be
agree.
like, yeah, Amazon is good stuff, you know. You
Yeah,
could just
you should
eh,
shop there.
yeah, anything you want, just have it come right to your house. And like Prime Day is coming up in a couple days. So
Perfect.
kick me some loot, Amazon. I know you got it with you.
Do it. And in the meantime, we appreciate you tuning in to Sports by Compian. Have a lovely time out there, people.